I woke up very early this morning and came out into the garden to the sounds of the birds and wanted to share with you a listening practice, a practice of receptivity. So you won't need any particular props other than for one posture. It will be helpful to have a stack like this. I've got 4 foam blocks, or you could have bricks, or you could have some books, hardback books, or a stack of cushions would work as well. We're going to begin with lying down with the soles of the feet together. And you're going to bend your knees to your chest, hold your ankles, bring the soles of the feet together, the knees wide, bring your shoulder blades down your back, and then relax your hands onto your lower belly. Taking a slow, soft inhale through your nose and exhaling out through your mouth. As you settle into this practice of listening, letting your body begin to sink down into the earth. Letting your shoulders, your jaw, your eyes all release. Take a sigh. Becoming like the earth, so that seeds can be planted here. Quietening the clamour of your mind that tries to work things out and make things happen. And entering a space of listening and breathing. A space that's open to learn something new, something that might even surprise you. And quietly draw your knees together, And rest for a few moments with your feet wider than your hips and your knees resting against each other and your hands still on the lower belly. And then reach for your support. If you don't have a support, you can also use your own hands and arms as support. So bringing your feet back to hip width apart, you're going to lift up your hips and support underneath the sacrum, either with your hands or with your props. By sliding them underneath you once you've lifted the hips. Again, tuck your shoulders under a little so that the chest is lifted. And then take a sigh. Letting the birds be our teacher. While we practice yin yoga postures to support the kidney and bladder meridians, which are connected to listening to the inner ears, to our capacity for receptivity. And so if you like, you could trace this meridian or energy pathway with your own mind, beginning at your little toes and moving through the arch of the foot, up the inner leg to the inner groin, and then into the tailbone, the base of the spine, the sacrum, where you're supported now. From there, inside your body through the kidneys, the bladder, and in through the diaphragm into the lungs, where it continues to the throat and the root of the tongue. So as you take another slow, deep inhale, feel your diaphragm, your lungs expanding. Exhale with a sigh and release the root of the tongue. Soften and widen the pelvic floor. And enter the dimension of hearing, of listening. And then lifting your hips slightly higher than your props, sliding them out to the side again. And taking a few breaths to lower down very slowly, vertebra by vertebra, from the top of the spine to the base. Lifting your heels perhaps as you come to the waist. So the tailbone is the last thing to release down. And then resting your feet wide and your knees together and your hands on the lower belly. Breathing into your hands. Inviting your belly to expand with the inhale. Release with the exhale. imagining, if you like, a reservoir like a lake of deep listening capacity here behind your hands and your lower belly. A reservoir of alive, sentient receptivity. And then you're going to roll onto your front to continue that back bending action in the lower back with Sphinx. Elbows under the shoulders, palms together. Inviting the earth to speak to you, as it always does. So then, rather perhaps inviting yourself to listen. How does it feel in your body to enter the posture of receptivity? To be fully alert, open, curious, awake. And yet inviting this moment to enter into a space of not knowing within you. Emptying out your own arrogance. If you're ready to come down, of course, do that whenever you need to. If you want to stay in the posture you're in, then stay. Or if you'd like to lift up higher into seal, straightening your arms, hands turned a little out, then do that. Noticing as sound comes and goes. And noticing as the thoughts come and go in response to the sounds. The liking and disliking. The judging. The storylines. The weaving together of a narrative that makes sense, that fits with our previous preconceptions. With our worldview, with our sense of self. And slowly exhale. If you're still up, lower yourself all the way down to the ground. And as you rest here, become like ground again. Become one piece of this vast earth, willing to learn from her. Carrying our stories lightly. So that we can listen. Letting our preferences move gently, like waves at the surface of an ocean. So that we can become the ocean. And when you're ready, lift yourself back up onto your knees. And then taking your feet, big toes together and your knees wide, we're going to come over along the length of the right thigh. So you might want to bring cushions to support your body. Perhaps you'll stay part of the way like this, or maybe you'll be able to come all the way down. The state of receptivity is one where we soften our need to be somebody. Relaxing just a little our attempts to define ourselves and keep ourselves safe that way. Inhale and come up. And move to the second side, turning from low down. When we begin to relax our need to hold so tightly onto this identity, this separate self, when we really enter the ground of receptivity, the edges between myself and the birdsong, and myself and the ground, begin to soften. When you're ready, you can come to the center. There's a beautiful poem by Kalu Rinpoche, one of the great Rinpoches of the Tibetan Buddhist tradition. He said, "We live in illusion and the appearance of things. There is a reality. You are that reality. When you understand this, you will see that you are nothing. And in being nothing, you are everything. This is all." And slowly inhale and lift yourself up. Come to sit with the feet wide, sitting on as much height as you need to be able to have the pelvis tilted forward. And then turning towards the right. You'll either stay in this twist, upright with your spine, or if you're able to, you can extend forward along the leg, resting your head on props, perhaps a chair, or on the leg. Receptivity, of course, includes preference, what we like and dislike, what we prefer, but it's not limited by it. There's a vastness in receptivity that's playful, filled with ease, free. Coming to the center. Turning to the other side. If you're staying upright, see that you have something you can press your hands down onto. If you're coming forward, if you're able to support your head, it's a little easier for the mind to be quiet. Coming back to the center and forward, whether it's just with your hands or onto your elbows, or bringing your head down. Tracing again the line of the kidney meridian from the little toe up the arches along the whole length of the inner leg that you'll be feeling now, into the body at the tailbone, through the kidneys, the bladder, and through the diaphragm and the lungs. Feel your breathing. And then come to the bladder meridian, which acts in a yin-yang pair with the kidney, beginning at the inner eyes, and moving up through the forehead, over the top of the head, and all the way down the back of the body, either side of the spine, and all the way down the backs of the legs, ending at the little toe. And then slowly inhale and come up. And use your hands to help you bend the knees and bring the soles of your feet together. Again, find the height that you need underneath your hips in order to be able to tilt the pelvis forward. And then come forward just to where you come from, wherever the head comes to. Feeling yourself held by these energetic loops that move through your body of the kidney and the bladder. When these energies are weak or out of balance, we're catapulted more and more into this illusion of a separate self, the illusion of the appearance of things, fixed, solid, separate identities. As we open our ears, soften our hearts, and relax our bodies, we enter the space of receptivity that reminds us of our belonging. That there is a reality. You are that reality. All that you are experiencing in this moment, the sounds, the sensations, the thoughts, feelings. And slowly inhale and lift yourself up. Draw your knees together, extend out your legs. And when you're ready, come to lie on your back with your knees bent. Bending your knees to your waist, to your chest. And then bringing them over onto cushions or onto the floor on the right side, if your left shoulder can stay down. And that rather than being your preferences, you are this space of receptivity that experiences your preferences. These sounds, these sensations. The ground. That in this shifting, changing template of experience, there's in fact nothing we can ever hold on to and call me. When you understand this, you see that you are nothing. And in being nothing, you are everything. This is all. Slowly bringing your knees back to the center and over to the second side. No need in this moment to go to war with whatever is here. No need in this moment to try to fix or change or manipulate or direct or define or understand. Let's first receive. Can we receive this moment in a way that hasn't already decided what it thinks about it? Bringing your knees to the center, hug your knees to your chest. Feel if there's anything else your body needs before you come and relax lying down. Make yourself warm, support underneath your head. Release your jaw and take a sigh. We live in illusion and the appearance of things. There is a reality. You are that reality. When you understand this, you will see that you are nothing. And in being nothing, you are everything. This is all. When you're ready to bend your knees one by one, rolling onto your right side with your head supported. Taking your time to bring yourself up to be seated. Closing your eyes. Can you meet yourself with the same receptivity? Listening inwards to the many voices. Being like the ground that holds all equally tenderly. So that perhaps over time we begin to be able and willing to listen to others also from this place of receptivity. To really hear them and receive them. And so that perhaps over time we begin to be able and willing to listen to many different other viewpoints and perspectives with this receptivity. Like the ground, we begin to be able to hold complexity with ease. Uncertainty with steadiness. Riding the waves of change with grace, knowing that nothing ever was fixed, solid, unchanging, other than the idea in our mind. Let's inhale and bring your palms to meet in a prayer position in front of your heart if you like. We live in illusion and the appearance of things. There is a reality. You are that reality. When you understand this, you will see that you are nothing. And in being nothing, you are everything. This is all. Namaste.